Assalamu alaikum students, I am Abbas Jaudeen, mathematics teacher from Safia Boys High School. Today our topic is conditions for congruence of triangles. The main word we want to focus is congruence. What does congruence means? Congruent means two things which, like having same shape and size, are congruent to each other. Like a pair of identical shoes, they are exactly of the same size and shape, so they are congruent to each other. Likewise, a pair of socks, pair of gloves which you wear in your hands, they are exactly of the same size and shape, so they are basically congruent to each other. Okay, so congruence means identical, having same shape and size. Okay, now what we want to find out, the objective of our video is to determine the conditions for congruence of triangles. Congruence of triangles. Now, in the board, as you can see, the first condition, I have taken two triangles here, the triangle ABC and triangle PQR. So in both triangles, as you can see, that there are three pairs of corresponding congruent sides. Likewise, as you can see, AB is congruent to PQ, BC is congruent to QR, and AC is congruent to PR. So you can say that in both the triangles, all the three pairs of corresponding sides are congruent. This is the first condition for congruence of triangles. So we can say that if in both triangles, all the three pairs of corresponding sides are congruent, we can say that both the triangles are also in congruence. Okay, they are both congruent. This is the symbol of congruence. So both are congruent. So this means that what we want to figure out, that what is the theorem behind the first condition. The theorem is very important. So the first congruence theorem that applies to the first condition is SSS. This is the first theorem that applies to the first condition of congruence of triangle. What does SSS means? Of course, it's very simple. SSS means side, side, side. Side, side, side theorem for congruence of triangles. Of course, you can see why it is called side, 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 because all the three pairs of corresponding sides in both the triangles are congruent to each other. Now, let's move towards our second condition. The second condition, as you can see, again, we have taken two triangles here, triangle ABC and triangle KLM. Now, in this condition, as you can see, there are two pairs of congruent corresponding sides. There are two pairs of corresponding congruent sides, and there is also an angle between them, between the corresponding sides. There is also an angle which is also congruent. Here the angle is angle B is congruent to angle L. Or you can say that angle ABC is congruent to angle KLM. So in this condition, there are the two pairs of corresponding congruent sides. There are two pairs of corresponding congruent sides, and the angle between them is also congruent. So we can say that both the triangles, triangle ABC and triangle KLM, are also congruent to each other. Okay. So let us now arise towards the theorem which can be used for this condition. So the theorem which is used for this condition, as you can see, that is SAS. What does SAS means? SAS means side angle side theorem. So there are two pairs of corresponding congruent sides, and there is an angle between them which is also congruent. Therefore, this angle is in between the two sides. Okay, it's a sandwich between the two sides. So we can say that this is SAS theorem or side angle side theorem. For example, if any two triangles obey this theorem, we can say that both the triangles are also congruent. Triangle ABC is also congruent to triangle KLM. So that is the second condition of congruence of triangle. Let's move towards a third condition. In third condition, again, two triangles are taken, XYZ and triangle OPQ. Now, as you can see again in the figure, now we have two pairs of congruent angles. We have two pairs of corresponding congruent angles in both the triangles, and there is a corresponding congruent side also. Again, two pairs of corresponding angles are congruent and including a corresponding side which is also congruent. So again, if this condition is obeyed, we can say that both the triangles, in our case triangle XYZ is congruent to triangle OPQ. So what theorem does arise here? The theorem that arises here is AAS. Again, AAS. What does AAS means? Angle angle side. Angle angle, two pairs of corresponding angles in the triangles are congruent, and a corresponding side, okay, is also congruent. So this theorem arises when this condition is obeyed. Okay, so this is the third condition. And now let's move towards our final condition. What is the final condition? The final condition of congruence of triangle is, as you can see, this is a very unique one. As you can see, in both the triangles, you can spot the 90-degree angle, which is the right angle. So of course, this condition is only for right angle triangles. Okay, as you can see, angle ABC and angle XYZ are equal and they are of 90 degree. So, and as you can see also, then just opposite to 90 degree, there is a side which is the longest side in the right angle triangle, that is the hypotenuse. So in both the triangles, the hypotenuse is also congruent. The hypotenuse is also congruent. This is a right angle triangle, and with that another side which is this one, AB and XY in both the triangles, they are also congruent. So when this condition arises, we can say that both the triangles, in our condition triangle ABC and triangle XYZ, they are congruent. So now let's determine the theorem for the congruence of triangle for this condition. So for this condition, the theorem arises is called RHS. RHS. What does RHS means? RHS means right angle hypotenuse side. So right angle hypotenuse side, you can say that we can say that in a right angle triangle, when we are comparing both right angle triangles, and in right angle triangle, the hypotenuse, the corresponding hypotenuse are equal, and with the corresponding hypotenuse one more side is also congruent, then we can safely say that both the triangles are also congruent to each other. So this condition, the final condition, is RHS, which means that right angle hypotenuse side. So this condition only works on right angle triangle. That's it. Okay, so students, in this video what we have learned that there are four theorems for congruence of triangles. As you can see, SSS, side side side. Second one is side angle side. Third theorem is angle angle side, and the fourth one is RHS. One more thing which I want to tell you is very important while you are determining the congruency of two triangles is the alphabetical order in which you are selecting the alphabets in a triangle. See, if for example, I am taking this triangle as triangle BCA. If I am naming this triangle as triangle BCA, so BCA now, is it congruent to, let's say, is it congruent to triangle KLM? Is this way of writing correct or not? See, what I have taken, I have started from B, C, then I have gone to A. Then here I have started from K, L, and then I have gone from N. So naming the triangle in congruency is very important. So this type of nomenclature is not correct. If you are naming this triangle BCA, so this must be LMK. This must be LMK. The other triangle should be written. The alphabetical order in which you are naming the triangle is very important. I hope that this video is beneficial for you. So thank you for watching.